So yesterday I recorded a video titled "The Monsters Abroad and Good and Bad Neros," and so I listened to the video and I want to make very short. I would say addendum, not at. I mean, I do not take back anything that I've said. I think it was all true, but just maybe clarification is needed. So what I've said in this video is that there is no such a thing as a bad robot. Like from time to time, because I get the comments that the bad robot, good robots. So I said that the Neros, they could be dead or alive. If they're dead, they're dead. They're just body, and you can see them decompose. And if they're alive, even though they might be hungry or they lack energy, and they can get energy from all sort of by hunting microbes or by electricity or by fire. And of course they need material in order to construct all sorts of stuff that they can construct, like life forms, but also other stuff as well. But there is no such a thing as malfunctioning Nero, presumably Nero that is like a bad robot, malfunctioning robot. And also what I've said is that maybe if you encounter malfunctioning, it depends. I don't know what you want to. What is it that you want them to do or expect them to do? What are your expectations? And also, what is the source of these robots? Presumably, maybe you've taken it from the trash, as people have done it to me. So for many years that taking it from the trash. And also that what you get in addition, because most probably it will contain either the mixture that you have contains life forms, biological or synthetic ones, or zombified ones, and perhaps dead ones, perhaps shredded ones, but some kind of mixture of life forms, dead or alive, and you need to take care of that. Even though not all of it is always dangerous to everybody. Again, it should be said that that it's something that I didn't say in the video, but it's elementary. For people with kind of background in the life sciences, or just common sense that when we speak about life forms, microscopic life forms, there is it's not whether whether there is one of them in there, in wherever you check. It's an issue of quantity. Supposedly, probably any kind of germ that at least the variety that inside that exists in Earth, because who knows what kind of germs exist all over this the universe. But out of the germs that are in Earth, probably if you take only just 100 of them and put it in your body, whoever you are, Homo sapiens or not, nothing will happen to you. Even if they are the worst kind of germs that can exist, because even 100 is not enough. The minimum, as I know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's kind of 1,000 is kind of the minimum, but or maybe 200 is the minimum. But what I'm trying to say is that with germs, it's also it's issue of how many are there. Now, of course, they multiply. So if there are, once if there are a million, they will become 2 million quickly, and 4 million, etc., etc. But if it's very small number, your immune system, unless it's completely wrecked. But if it's it's any functioning immune system would probably take care of these germs, no matter how horrible they are. If they are, they are of air source. And this is probably true for the synthetic germs that you can see all over the place in these videos. One of them will not hurt you. Most probably. Even if it's gigantic and it's very it's enormous in size and it looks cool. It's not, one will most certainly, according to everything that we know about life sciences, is incredibly improbable that 1 or even 10 will hurt you. According to my knowledge, kind of a viable colony inside the human body, it starts in several hundreds, and most, and probably much more than that. So it's an issue of quantity. If there is only very small amount, probably it's not going to hurt you anyway. Just to clarify. Now another clarification that is needed is the issue of the types of Neros. So as I said, when I said that there aren't bad or good ones, and when I say that you need to understand what exactly do you want to get out of them. it should be clarified. I mean my own Neros, the Neros of the cherubs. I mean, if it wasn't clear, there are at least 3 kinds of Neros, like of these robots. But I call them the yellow. I use this terminology many times in this video. So I mean, if you are if you watch these videos for some time, most certainly you've heard it already. The yellow Neros, the brown, and the red Neros. And the yellow ones are my own. Are the ones that are, and the red ones, the red Neros, are the ones that inside the body of the Titan females, and the brown ones are the ones that are inside the Titan males. I'm not a Titan. Again, if you didn't understand it yet, I am not a Titan male. I am not a Venusian. I am a representative of another civilization, not the Venusians. So, and again, when I say the yellow ones, and it's not like I don't refer to the color like of their interior, which is mostly like it's kind of like it's transparent. Or like a gate to another place, like in space-time continuum, like a solar, like a stargate. But sometimes you can see like an inside that is yellow. But I do not refer to this phenomenon, because very rarely you can even see like red ones and blue ones. This is most probably digestive fluid, and it's something to do with the digestion system of these robots. They eat things and they digest it, and mostly this digestion fluid is yellow or gold, but you can sometimes see blue and red. I do not refer to this color. When I say yellow Neros and brown and red, it's just kind of like a code name. Some some like particles, subatomic particles also get like code names with colors. So even though they are not even visible by the light, cannot be used. They are not optically visible. So, but just to say, this is code name. So I've given my own robots the code name yellow Neros, the Titan females, the red Neros, and the Titan males, the brown Neros. And these are certainly different kind of robots. So whatever I say is regarding the yellow ones, because all my research is done on the yellow ones. I've never even eaten like 1 spoon of the red Neros, and I suspect that this is actually what you call tea. Is like most of you, whoever you are, you have all sort of like contradicting mythologies, and this is part of the problem, that everything is done in kind of like cult mythology that everyone develops. So, but what I suspect is the drug that you call tea is actually most of what you eat, and you've done it for many decades now. And this drug is, even more than 100 years. It's actually, I suspect that this drug, I cannot be certain because I've never eaten it, and certainly I never had any possession of it, and most certainly I haven't seen it under the microscope. And 100% of my experiments are all done with the yellow Neros, because that's what I get from my own body. So everything that you've seen in this channel until now is only, about the yellow ones. But I have very strong reason to believe, it's kind of like hypothesis, but it's strongly believe, and there are many ways why I came to this kind of theory. It's not like I'm just coming like a prophecy, because this is discussed in this channel, so I have many reasons to believe that the creatures that I call Titans, and you might call Venusians, or I don't know how you call them, animatronics, whatever you call dinosaurs, I don't know how you call it. So you have all sorts of names. So these creatures that are originated in Venus, they are first of all, they are males and females. Of course, they can change form, but it's like transgender. It's like the transgenderism in humans. It doesn't really. Sorry for venturing into political controversies, but a human male that changes to female does not become female, according to my own view. And of course, I hold the conservative view on the matter, as you can. It's not really difficult to predict that this will be my position. That that transgender, a human that changed a male that changed to female is not really a female. I know, I'm aware of the political significance of this statement, and that's my opinion. And the same goes for Titans. if they appear like males, it doesn't mean that they are males. They can appear like, females can appear like males. This is true for Homo sapiens and also for Titans. It does not make them males. The appearance is not everything. The fact that like something can appear as something else does not make it inherently. That it can be like something that it appears like that. So yes, males. Human males can like change. Do undergone also. Changing the appearance. It can be like only like cross-dressing, or it can be like makeup, and it can be like surgery and hormones and all sorts of stuff. But according to my position, everything that they do will not make them like female. And I know that this is a highly political claim, but of course that's what I think. Of course, because if you know even a little about me, you understand that it's easily to predict that this will be my stand. But more importantly, even more importantly, because it's so relevant to the issue of the Titans, that to my own mission in this world, the fact that they can also do it, and even to a greater extent, does not make them females or males. If they change their sex, it doesn't make them if they change their appearance, it doesn't mean that they change their sex. And this is incredibly important because of many reasons, but one of the reasons is that they do not change the nature of the robots in their body. Now, I don't have any direct evidence that they actually have these robots in their body. I have a tremendous amount of indirect evidence, and I admit it. I don't have any evidence, but it's a theory that I have, and it's supported by a lot of indirect evidence that the Titans also have robots similar to what I have in their body, and maybe they even look the same. Maybe you can't even you can't even discriminate just by watching just by the look. Maybe it's difficult to actually discriminate just by the look, but I call them the yellow ones. My own, the yellow, the female Titans, the red, and the male Titans, the brown ones. And these are not the same robots. So everything that I said in this channel is with regards to my robots is not necessarily true to the other robots. Sometimes, rarely, I refer to the other robots as well. And if I refer to the other robots, it's kind of in particular things that it's more like an hypothesis. But the science stuff, the hard science stuff that I do in this channel, for 7 or 8 months now, is all on every experiment that I ever had is on my own robots, and these are certainly not the same robots. That's why I've given them different names. They are certainly not the same robots. So you should remember that. When I've said that, there are no bad robots, and all robots are good, and it depends on what you want. Everything that I said in this video, from yesterday, is as usual with regards to my own robots, to the yellow ones. It is, the other robots is a different story, and sometimes I refer to the other robots as well. But usually, great majority of what I say, and if I do not specify otherwise, this is the case, I refer to my own robots. These are the subject of my study. And 100% of the microscopy videos is, that you see in this channel, you see either these yellow robots or sometimes the creation of these yellow robots, or both. Now, I should be more, to clarify even more. Obviously, the nature of the Titans in Venus is that part of sexual relationship and familiar relationship is the exchange of these robots. So the females receive the brown robots from the male, and the male receive the red ones from the female. This can be done either the way that you do it, just consuming them in the material, consuming the semen, or consuming the menstrual fluids, but not necessarily so, because sexual intercourse also creates this exchange, and maybe even just living together, because it's all over I would assume that if a man and female live together and sleep together and just eat together like Titans, probably there will be some kind of exchange, even if they do not eat the fluids, eat each other's fluids or have sex. Even though why shouldn't they have sex? But I would suggest that probably after some time it's just kind of things that happens because of it's hormones that that are released from the body, and so and so at least some quantity will be transferred anyway if they just share like living space together. And this is part of their biology, and it's allowed like all sorts of things. Like I mean, it's the important part of their culture. And of course, babies are created not in a factory as some tremendously ignorant and absurdly stupid people in Israel and outside of Israel, I mean, hypothesized. No, babies in Venus are created by sexual vaginal intercourse between a male and a female, like a real male and a real female. It doesn't happen if like I mean, with the transgenders, like with what I call the wizard. I call sometimes you use the name wizard. Wizard is what I call female titans that appears like male, like transgender female to male titan. But that wizard is not a male. She's still a female. And of course, if she's having sex with another female, no baby will be reborn out of it. And this is actually dangerous for reasons that I will not elaborate now. But of course, babies cannot be done that way. The reason why Venusian babies are not born in this world is because it's more than 100 years of political agenda for the Israelis that males titans, I mean, should either not exist in Israel like should not pass the gate, or if they passed only, I mean, they should be under the boot of the Israeli Shabak, and they should be castrated and killed, and most certainly they are not allowed to have sex with the females. That's why no babies are born. But again, it should be said that non-Homo sapiens babies were born in Israel, at least two. And these are my daughters, Orin and Nila. They were born in Har Tzofim hospital, I mean, almost 7 and almost 8 years ago. And the natural births, I mean, I was there. I mean, I was there, I mean, during the whole time. I mean, starting the intercourse and up to, I mean, the delivery room, and I saw them like get out of the mother's belly. And of course, in order, I mean, for the pregnancy to happen, it's both the brown one and the red ones are required. Of course, it's like sperm and eggs. Now, another thing that we should say, I've said many times, but just to clarify, the yellow Neros are much more sophisticated than the other ones, but they can be, sometimes they can act like the other ones. For example, I can impregnate Titan female. Like if I am having vaginal sex with Titan female, I can impregnate her. Like, I mean, my yellow Neros with her red ones, I mean, will create a baby. Like, I mean, the yellow ones will, in this like situation, will act like the brown ones of the males. And also there are other ways that like the yellow ones can act like the brown ones. But they are not the same, and they are much more sophisticated. Now, another issue that I feel the need to clarify. Some time ago, I recorded the video where I said that, unlike in humans, in Titans, and most certainly in cherubs, you cannot do in vitro fertilization. I mean, you cannot create a baby without sex, without vaginal intercourse. It cannot be. It shouldn't be done, and it most probably cannot be done, and certainly should not be done. I mean, this is something that is become like standard to do it like in Earth since the 1990s. It became very common, like for all sorts of reasons, like to take a sperm from the male and either like to put it like directly, in kind of like in laboratory settings inside the female, or even like do it even without the female. Just take the eggs, take the sperm, do the fertilization like in completely like without any of them like participate like directly in this action, and then put the fertilized egg back again in the woman, and then that way to create a baby. So I've said that it couldn't be done with Titan robots, and certainly not the Neros, and certainly not with the cherubs, like my own, the other ones, and it shouldn't be done. And I've said it, and I've explained that you cannot freeze the my robots. Because essential part of this process in humans is freezing the sperm cells. You cannot do it you cannot freeze the yellow ones. They only become more conductive and more like active, and this was proven many months ago. That if you freeze them, they only become more active. They because they are more. You can use electric like energy more efficiently. So they will do all sorts of stuff. So you cannot freeze the material because, I mean, you can do it, but what will happen is that, I mean, they will be more active and they will create all sorts of stuff. They will create sculptures, they will create, you know, whatever they do, like, I mean, drawings, and they will also create viruses and life forms. And when you will actually put it like inside like the woman's womb, or I mean try to do in vitro, what you actually do is, I mean, you will put like, I mean, all sorts of like synthetic life forms inside the like inside their egg. And this is extremely dangerous. And I've said it, I mean, most probably it will not produce any kind of pregnancy, and there is a chance that it will, a lower chance, but still not insignificant, that it will produce pregnancy which will be terminated very quickly, like an abortion. And there is even like smaller chance, but still not insignificant, and this is the creepiest of all, that it will produce a living like thing, but not what you expect, like something from a horror movie. And I do not refer to kind of like a baby without like with only 4 fingers in each hand, or I mean, or with a birthmark. No, it's not what I refer to. I refer to, like, I mean, think more on the lines of like Osiris or Ra or Bast, like the creatures from hell. And you don't want that. You really do not want that. So that's why, I mean, this shouldn't be done with Titans, and certainly not with cherubs. I mean, it's even more dangerous with my own like nanobots. Now, I need to add a clarification. Yesterday I suggested a way to purify mixtures from life forms that were created by the Neros. So smartest might ask, okay, so maybe that's the way to do in vitro. Like, I mean, if we want to fertilize the egg outside the body, like without like the Titans or the cherubs having sex, we can take the Neros, perhaps the yellow Neros, like your own nanobots. Maybe we freeze it, maybe we do not. We'll just keep it in whatever. And when we want to use it, I mean, just before we use it, you can, I mean, use the high voltage electrolysis to shred all life forms, and then the mixture will be pure, and maybe we can use, then we can use this kind of like a material, like, I mean, for in vitro fertilization, like without vaginal sex. So first, do not do it. It will be horrible. I mean, again, this will have consequences that you cannot foresee. Most probably, again, it will not create like viable pregnancy, or it will end like with abortion very soon, or it will create like a Osiris or Bast or Ra like type of baby, like a monster from hell. And I should explain why. Just, I mean, so people will understand. The problem with trying to create pregnancy when the robots are outside like the body of the cherub, like mine, or probably the same for Titans, out of the type of the when it's outside, it's not only that they create life forms that you need to it's also you cannot you cannot tell them, like, I mean, to do whatever you want, because these are, I mean, it's not like they are not like sperm cells that, I mean, have like one function. Sperm cells, I mean, they have one thing that they need to do. I mean, get as quickly as possible, like, to do the egg, and I mean, hopefully, I mean, before any other of the sperm cells of the billions, like, I mean, reach. And when you're there, try to get inside and like do your thing. It's not the same with the robots. The robots, they are civilization. They can do million stuff. If I'm having sex with a woman, as I've had sex with my ex-wife, so when these Neros get outside my body into her like vagina, and of course, I mean, later, I mean, into the egg, I intend to do it. My intention is meaningful. I mean, it's not the same with sperm cell, because with sperm cell, I mean, it doesn't matter like what the man intends to do. I mean, there is no like kind of like link between the men's. I mean, there are also like, I mean, like superstitions and mythologies that I mean that if you, I don't know, therefore, I mean, about Homo sapiens, that I mean, if they want like baby boy, they need to think about pizza, and if they want like during the intercourse, and if they want baby girl, they need to think about hamburger, or I don't know, there, you know, all kind of cultures, or also kind of like superstitions. But these are superstitions. It's not scientifically true, because I mean, according to science and according to like positive evidence, it doesn't matter what the males think. I mean, the male produces sperm cells. I mean, and the sperm cells do their thing. I mean, they only need the environment to do their thing. And if they're taking out, I mean, from the male, I mean, presumably you can use it even with, I mean, you can use it without even thinking about it at all. This is not true for our robots, because they will not do. I mean, they can do a million things. and you cannot trust them to do whatever you presumably like the person in the shady laboratory wants them to do. You cannot like separate like whatever they do from the intention of the person that creates that were created in its body. You just cannot do it. The intention and also the symbolic act of this, and in our case the sexual intercourse is a symbolic act. And the fact that the person actually that is part of the symbolic act actually watches the woman when during the time of the sexual intercourse all of these are incredibly important, and not because of like superstitions like you have like regarding Homo sapiens, but because this is part of the symbolic language, and this is part of the way to actually tell the Neros what you want them to do. And if you just take it out of your body, and like they then maybe I don't know again use them like by out of like I don't know like a kind of like criminal scientists or criminal doctors, there is no way for them to tell the robots what to do. They will not listen to him or her, and why should they? They will do whatever they want, and you can't say whatever they will want to do. Again, mostly they will probably do nothing, and there will be no pregnancy. But there is also the small but horrifying chance that they will create something from hell. And you should remember, at least the yellow ones, I'm not sure this is true for like the brown ones, for the Titans, but the yellow ones, that are existing in the body of the cherubs, like my own, they are encyclopedia of life forms. They are like the Borg in that sense, like the Star Trek Borg. They are encyclopedia of life forms. They know life, from not only like from Earth, but from I don't know where, presumably all sorts of places. So, you cannot trust that they will actually produce like a human baby or a Titan baby. They might produce, I don't know, a baby from like hell, really, like Hellboy, really, just like that. It's not a joke. It can just end, it might end like that. So, do not do it. Do not try to create Titans or cherub babies in a lab. Don't do it. The way to do it is by vaginal sex between a male and a female.